All right, I'm going to go with you, Shaun. So, Shaun, can you hear me?
Yes.
Welcome to Face.
Thanks. Good to be here. By the way, I always appreciate your morning motivation and what you post on Twitter. I always seek you out to get that little dose of positive feedback in the morning.
Okay, I'm selfish. I do it for me too. Anyway, Shaun, very nice to meet you. Shaun's handle is at Momo Bag Holder. Why a Momo Bag Holder?
Yeah, I am by nature a contrarian, and there's something about momentum where eventually it ends, and then you're left with bag holders. So, um,
Okay,
it was a little bit of a joke because this is such a serious, difficult task of trading, and I thought might as well turn this account into a at least half parody to poke fun at just the difficulty of the experience of trading because we're all kind of in it together. Everybody follows a different methodology, but they all have their own little flavor on trading. But I thought it would be good to insert a little humor into the
okay.
mix.
All right. Do you have anything you want to share on the screen?
Well, if we can, I think Anthony said he's on, um, and he actually, I had kind of left it up to him to have a few things to share, and if we can figure out how to get him on.
I'm gonna
Okay,
look for him. Is
I
it
see him
is
now. Let's see if he'll accept it. Anthony. Just plain Anthony, no Anthony
yeah,
first. Here
I
he is.
tried to bring him over too.
He's
So
coming
there he
over
is.
now.
There
Hi,
we go.
Anthony. Nice to meet you, Anthony. I unmute yourself. There we go.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Got you, Anthony. How are
Hey,
you?
good
Nice to
morning.
meet you. Welcome to
Good
Face.
morning. Good morning.
So
Yeah. Hey, Sean, and good
yeah,
morning, Dale. Thanks for having us.
you're very welcome. You want to do some screen sharing as we talk about what you guys do in the markets, and I believe your handle is at Geeks of Finance. That's what your YouTube channel said.
That's right. Yeah, that's our YouTube. That's our YouTube handle, and Twitter is at Geek Strategy.
Okay. Okay. So people know how to follow you after the interview. So you can follow Shaun at Momo Bagholder. And again, one more time, Anthony at Finance, what? At
At Geeks of Finance.
Geeks of Finance. Okay.
And Geek
All right.
Strategy is the Twitter account. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So why don't we start off with this? Why don't we put something up on the screen, Anthony, while I'm talking to you guys? So, Shaun, why don't you tell us just a little bit about your journey, encapsulate it, how you first started and how you got to where you are now. You want to do that, Shaun? Okay, Anthony, how about you? Would you like to tell us a little bit about your journey?
Sure, sure. So yeah, I've been trading both personally and professionally for about 20 years. I started my
Um,
professional
I
career.
had a landscaping business too. Yeah.
Okay, so you were muted when I was asking you, and then when Anthony started, you unmuted. All right. So,
Oh,
all right, go ahead. Go ahead, Anthony. So 20 years you've been doing it. What were you doing
Yep.
before?
Well, before that, I was in college, so
Okay.
I'm not super old, but not super young.
Okay.
So yeah, for about 20 years, I've been in the financial industry working for most of that time. I started off working at a broker dealer where I was trading equities and equity options. I was responsible for some market making activity as well as trading client orders, and that's kind of really where I got started in the industry. From there, I actually moved over to the buy side. I was working for a large global asset manager for nearly a decade. And that's where I learned the nuts and bolts of portfolio management. Um, and during that time, I started developing tools for my portfolio management processes, mostly using Python, SQL to, crunch data and run various scenario analyses on portfolio management. I was really focused on options trading. So I created a whole suite of proprietary tools to help me manage an options portfolio. And one of the tools that I developed maybe 4 or 5 years ago was a GEX model, which is uh, what we're what our
We're
product
looking at.
offering is that Shaun and I are working on. It stands for it represents gamma exposure,
Okay.
and it's a way to analyze the options market gamma exposure from a dealer perspective.
Okay.
And
Um,
so,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just wondering, a lot of people follow option flow and look for sweeps. Is that in part of your analysis in the options market? Or is that just
No, we're
too simplified for it to be effective, just following option sweeps by wise guys?
No, I think that can certainly be a useful tool. The gamma exposure is basically giving you a snapshot of the structure of the options market. So you're looking at every contract, every open contract across the options chain for a particular security or stock or ETF, whatever you're looking at. And one of the factors is open interest. Another factor is gamma, which is one of the option Greek metrics. And in that way, you can see where the pain points are for option dealers, where they have to hedge themselves and their book of the underlying security. So just to give you a little bit of background, basically option dealers are forced to hedge their options exposure by a process which is what's known as delta hedging. Okay. And so they are forced to buy or sell shares of the underlying security in order to hedge their options book. And so as the underlying stock moves up or down, their delta hedging requirement changes and they adjust by buying or selling shares of the underlying security. And the options market has grown exponentially in the last decade. And so this effect is having a larger and larger impact on the equity markets because of this dealer hedging. And so
And the
what gamma
one-day
exposure
options
does,
and the one-day options have played into a big part of that's really what exploded the growth in trading those. What are they? ODTE, 1 day
yeah, the
till
zero
expiration.
DTE.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and and those have become uh more utilized because you know previously for years contract expirations on, like, for example, on the SPY was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you could only have zero DTE options technically on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now we have options expiring, every single day of the week, going out a number of days into the future.
Okay. So I went to your YouTube channel. What I got from listening to that last one that you had on, I think Shaun sent it to me over the weekend, is that you were noticing uh, some things that had you thinking the market might be ready to head lower. Yes, no?
Yeah, yeah. We actually that's sort of an intermediate view, and but thanks to Gamma, we actually had a little bit of a heads up that 480 was likely a magnet for Friday on SPY, and so it's been super helpful for me, Dale, because I've tried just about everything, and of course, failed a lot of times along the way. And when I started using Gamma, it helped to bridge the gap between the theoretical. I've got these different cycle studies that I'm looking at that point at, okay, well, this might be an important date. But, the one thing I've learned about the cycle guys, they usually have good dates, but sometimes they'll have the direction completely
Yeah, they
flipped,
inverge.
Yeah. And so gamma has really helped to straighten me out to say, okay, well, I've got this theoretical idea, but this is what the market is telling me is most likely to happen by this time. And but to your point about the 0 date expiration options, we're seeing that in the gamma profile too. So right now the market is not very committal toward up or down in the next several weeks, but we see these massive gamma clusters, or basically, like a target just for that same day. All the gamma is concentrated in a 1 or 2 day time frame. So, at least as a trader, that's kind of helpful because I can look at that and say, well, not very good chances of the market crashing today, or like the last few days, not a great chance that the market just goes way up. So we actually kind of by Tuesday, we were saying, well, it looks like we'll probably make a midweek low point around VIX expiration, which was Wednesday, and likely a high toward the end of the week. And sure enough, that's what we've seen in our. We have a few people in our Discord channel that were, happy about that. So
Okay. You said something very important, Shaun. You talked about how you have failed a few times, and I'm in that club.
yeah, very
Tell
much.
us, what you did after that, each one, to, because a lot of people listening to us have been through it too. What was your self-talk, and what gave you the, I don't know, courage to go out for another foray after
Yeah.
after rug pulls? How did you react to them, and how did you motivate yourself to attack the markets again?
Yeah, the way I tried to reach my own understanding of failure is basically tuition. So the key is to make sure your tuition isn't so high that it's going to be insurmountable going forward. So you don't want to have a student loan that you can never pay off. At
Most
least the
people
good
do.
thing about failing in trading is you're not left with a loan, but at the same time, seeing a big goose egg there isn't enjoyable either.
Yeah. So how did you deal with it?
Yeah, well, it's one of the biggest challenge of trading for me is that you're having to look at yourself in the mirror every day and basically analyze, why I cause myself to fail, which is really the only reason failure occurs. And my conclusion was mostly that there's a point where I was going from, I guess I became too hopeful, instead of admitting that I'm wrong. And the faster that I've been able to admit that I'm wrong and define the risk before taking the trade, this is going to be my entry. Even more important than the exit is, well, what conditions are going to cause me to get out of the trade. So I still take losses sometimes, but the key now is I can, fail 10 times. And all it takes is that one time to make up for the 10 losses because I didn't let those losses become a huge problem.
Okay, that's really pearls of wisdom in there. So I say that hope is the oxygen in our lives, but the carbon dioxide in our trading. And who hasn't tried hope? It doesn't work in your trading plan, but you need to have hope as you go on. You have to have hope to believe that you could do it, right? Even though,
Exactly.
Right.
but you can't trade with hope, but you still have to be hopeful about what you can do, or shut your platform down. So so it sounds like, how did you find Anthony?
I jokingly say we were a business marriage made through marriage. um,
Okay.
so actually, I'm married to Anthony's cousin, and but how we came about working together is I actually had a different idea. Over a year ago, I believe it was, for a different. It's actually an idea that someone else implemented just a few months later. So I was a little bit late in figuring that out. And legally, I was concerned about the idea of having a stock market game where you're betting on the stock market. That ran into all kinds of issues. Now there's somebody out there doing it, but I never got to where I was comfortable with it. But I'd called Anthony because I knew he had really in-depth Wall Street experience on the compliance side, not just the trading side, but compliance.
Oh.
And we ended up not moving forward with that. But then Anthony called me, maybe 6 months later, and so that's how we started working together, because he had actually quit his job in order to trade. And just like he said earlier, he created this tool to help him and he decided, well, we might as well make this available to others, because he's already monitoring and managing the platform for himself. And so I joined him to help with the social media side of things and trying to keep things together, with the different members we have to be the communication guy. So he's really kind of the brains behind the idea. So
Okay, so you're Barnum and he's Bailey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go. Yep.
All right.
That's a
So
good analogy. Yeah.
yeah, so let me get back to you, Anthony. So um moving forward, what type of trading are you guys doing from the ideas or signals you get from your GEX? Are you, short term, long term, all of the above, swing traders? What do you find your niche to be in the market?
Yeah, so the main focus is short term to swing trade type plays. It could be anywhere from 1 day to 90-day outlook on our plays, and it's mostly focused on the options market. So we
So
have
you trade options. So you trade
Mhm.
options, not futures. You're trading what you're plotting and what you're looking at.
Yes, yes. And I mean
Okay.
a lot of our members also trade stocks. This could be used either way, but we tend to lean towards options because options are really the only vehicle where you can uh, express your trades in a probabilistic way. And so you can actually calculate, your implied probabilities and then incorporate additional data like gamma exposure to get an edge on market implied probabilities that are given by the options market. So we're trying to structure our trades in a high probability way around these gamma exposure levels.
Okay.
So that could involve credit spreads, debit spreads, butterflies, iron condors, ratios, a number of different ways. You can get really creative with how you structure your trades with kind of that extra data point in gamma exposure, knowing where the market is concentrated and where the most hedging activity is going to be taking place.
Okay. And it's mainly the spies, right? Any cues or anything else that you participate in, or mainly
Oh yeah,
the
no, we
spy?
cover like top 100. So it's going to be the
Okay.
major indices,
Yeah.
ETFs, so of course SPY, Qs, IWM, the
Right.
diamonds, a lot of other major ETFs like USO or sector specific ETFs, and then I would say top 100 um, mega cap stocks that we also follow. So we run a gamma exposure analysis on all of those.
Okay. Are you compiling a track record of your recommended positions?
Yeah, we have a Discord channel which discusses our strategies as well as our trade ideas, and so we post those
Okay.
in there for our members, of course.
Right.
And we're looking at some other ways to better allow our group to basically build their own portfolio based on a number of option strategies and kind of and help them model that out. What is their risk reward probabilities on building, maybe a small portfolio of like 5 or 6 positions, right? Which may have expirations in the next 30 days.
Okay. Um, and this is something, GEX is something that you coded and came up with yourself?
Yeah, I mean, so there's some, I would say, some public information, that a lot of really smart people have put out there on gamma exposure, like conceptually as well as programmatically. And so that's kind of what sparked my interest in it. And so I took some basically public information on just some generic, like, different ways that you could compile option data and create a gamma exposure model. And so I developed my own model based on that. But just for the average user, if you just do a Google search for gamma exposure, you'll find a lot of information about how you can calculate it yourself, how you can code for gamma exposure. It's difficult, and there's a lot of data management issues when it comes to that, which is why we developed this tool to make it easy for people who want access to the calculations, but maybe don't have the programming capabilities or don't have the data analytics capabilities, which are required to build something at this scale.
Okay. So gamma, any other Greek words, like delta or anything else that matter to you, or is it laser focused on gamma exposure?
Yeah, so we pay attention, of course, to delta as well and theta. I mean, I particularly pay a lot of attention to theta because if you're selling any kind of option strategy, selling credit spreads, for example, you need to know what your theta is because that is going to measure the rate of decay of the option prices. So when you're selling options, of course you want all of that premium to decay because that's what you're collecting as
Right.
income. So
Right.
we pay attention to all of those factors. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a business model, you have a room where on Discord where you share your ideas. If you'd like, people that are watching it or see the recording later, perhaps you could bring up your website so people would know where to go to find you and um, check you out. So there it is. That's not it.
Yeah,
This
geeksoffinance.com.
here it is. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah, there's
just
that
kind.
little icon at the upper left that connects to the Discord channel.
Oh, okay.
And it's
All
free
right.
for people that want to join us.
The Discord room.
Yeah, certain channels are, not all of them,
Okay.
but we try to share a lot for free because we're trying to grow
Yeah.
our membership and also to show people that this works. That's what's important and what I'm excited
Exactly.
about.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've got a
Well,
general chat channel, which is free to everybody. So, I think there's probably about 200 people in the general chat channel, and who are pretty, stay pretty active. So that's, you're welcome to come in and you'll get an idea from all of our channels, our trade ideas, our strategy sessions. But just if you just want to stick around for free general chat, we talk and share a lot of our data in the general chat for people. So
okay. And why did you choose Discord for a platform for your business? Any particular reason?
Yeah, Shaun and I both like Discord just for the ease of use. You can do a
Right.
lot of different things. You can categorize, your topics. You can do audio, video. You can like notify members. Everything's kind of all in house, and there's an app so on your phone, so it's really
Right.
easy to stay connected.
Well, Shaun, you reached out, and it was great to meet both you and Anthony. I hope that you guys have a fantastic 2024, and if you have a tool that helps people in this market, may you grow like a mushroom. And really was nice to meet you guys. And why don't you leave us with your call going into next week? Are we approaching a point? I'm starting to see some divergences develop here, even on shorter time frames in the spies. We make new all-time highs, maybe stretch to 4,900, and then come off. What's your work telling you?
Yeah, I like to use Keltner channels a little bit more than Bollinger's. Even within Anthony and I both have different indicators that we like to use. That's the beauty of Gamma, is that you can use different indicators and still end up kind of arriving at the same conclusion once you factor all of this information in. So I see exactly what you're seeing, Dale, that there is a pathway to 4,900. We're also approaching earnings season, which whether that's positive or negative, you would think that there's likely to be some sort of optimism leading to that. But as far as what we're expecting, I really think we're going to have to get through today's expiration for Gamma to give us a clear picture of what we're looking at. I have my own reasons to believe that we're actually down next week before we do anything else. So I can't really see beyond that. But
all right, that's
what
enough.
do you think, Anthony? Okay, yeah.
Okay, Shaun. So
Yep.
thank you very much, guys. Good luck, and hope that that the visibility helped you guys out today.
Thank you, Dale. We really appreciate the opportunity. Always good to talk to you.
All right, good hunting.
Yeah, thanks, Dale.
And
Nice to meet you.
so, Shaun, Anthony, you're now my trading warrior brothers because you got through an interview with this crabby old man.
Our first one with anybody, so thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you version interviewers, you did a great job, and good luck, good hunting, and we'll do this again down the road, and we could get more
Sounds
specific
great.
about market calls, etc. So have a great weekend,
Very
and
good.
so you could find Anthony's Twitter handle is at Momo Bagholder. And
Yep, that's mine.
and Geeks of Finance is the website to check out the Gamma Exposure dashboard with these guys. So have a great weekend, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Get some rest, recharge your battery, and get ready for another week. We'll do it again and lay it out on the court for you. And most of all, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. You had a down week. Consider yourself fortunate that you have money to speculate with and have a roof and food on the table and your health. The other is just money. Okay, so that's a wrap, everyone. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys. Adios.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.